this is kind of a intro to what it looks like from a customer's point of view to visit
Nick,
a Zendesk help desk.
Let me shortly interrupt you. I'm sorry, but unfortunately the connection here it broke. So I'll have a two-part video later. Let's just move on. As we agreed, we'll have a German session for those who we have like 6 people online watching this. They'll be able to see that, but the recording just stopped. So we'll have a German session about this later. And I'm sorry, at least those people had a interruption, and probably the YouTube video will also be at least missing some stuff. I'm sorry, but let's just move on and get the contents out, and I'll promise to reproduce in German in one part. Okay, we have a couple of questions that that I wanted to talk to you about with. Let me just try to sum up what we just learned from my point of view. And maybe I can just, so that you can see it also, I'll just try to give you my screen. Hopefully, you'll be able to see my screen now. Do you? Nick, are you there?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Perfect. So let me give my part of the summary of this thing that you said. So Zendesk is obviously a on-demand software for help desk. So what you said is there are multiple channels that help me to create new tickets. So whenever a customer has a question that isn't answered on my website, the help desk or Zendesk will help me to help him get the knowledge that I didn't provide him with, or that he didn't find. And as people are so different, we are offering different channels for them to ask this question. So basically they can ask on our website in a help section. They can also ask on Twitter, and we'll create or they can send us an email. And this is what you call channels. They could have a live chat or whatever, call via phone. And then one day, those tickets, as you can see them here, will be sitting in my Zendesk, and I'll know, oh, I have 22 unsolved tickets that I need to reply on. I'm not gonna click on one of these because these are real tickets, but actually from here I can have like multiple changes, or I can go into one specific thing. Let's go in this one. Because,
if you check, you can bulk reply if you check multiple tickets off.
Yeah. Perfect. And so I'll have different macros that will help me to perform things that I could just like do by changing things here or selecting drop downs. All this can be recorded as a macro and be reused for other tickets. And basically what I'm doing is I'm getting an inbound request from a customer, and as soon as I get an answer or I have an answer, the same channel will be used to communicate with the customer, but I'm just using my help desk here. So if I got an email, there's going to be an email sent out to the customer with the answer. If it's a Twitter, I'll reply with the tweet, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The idea is that Zendesk is the central place.
Yeah, perfect.
All the communication, regardless of what method of communication is being used, it can all flow through Zendesk.
Okay, so now I'm going to show some things that you can't see, but you can at least hear them. Basically, if you're looking now at an iPad or an iPhone, I've prepared the iPad here, then Zendesk will help you to be... let's close that. Here's the iPad app for Zendesk. Let me try to show it on the screen. And so you'll have all the same tickets with all the possibilities to answer and to use macros and these things, and a couple of menu elements, so that you see here So Martin Seibert has 18 tickets that are still to be answered. And the cool thing about such an app is that I think that this kind of automatic or this approach that you have to have one single interface for all channels comes true because as an agent I'm not only on my computer but I'm also on the iPad, on an iPhone, on another smartphone, and Zendesk is there also, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, it's software as a service, you know. So it's centrally stored on our servers, and you know, you pick up your iPhone, your BlackBerry. We have apps for Android as well, and iPad, and also on your computer. It's the same everywhere. It's like using a G, something like that. You know, everything is stored centrally.
Okay, so let me stop the team viewer now because I see that it's trying to reconnect again. So I obviously I have too many connections open. We had some questions prepared. So what I did was I went to our sysadmins and told them, look, we want to have this new help desk software. And they said, oh, we already have OTRS in here. OTRS is an open source help desk software. And I told them, yeah, but now we have this Zen-like love your help desk software, and we want to use this one, right? And they said, yeah. And I said, oh, normally if people need to change like software, they go like, oh no, I don't like change. I'll have to adapt to the new system. And then I was asking, so you seem to be quite open for such a change. And they said, yeah, actually, they didn't say it like this, but I'm going to phrase it like this. OTRS sucks. They said it's to have a more decent way to say that it was kind of OTRS is not fun at all. And so they were kind of open for another software. They didn't know Zendesk yet, so they had a couple of questions that I wanted to voice here and ask you for some answers. Obviously, the first question that they asked me was, look, we're working with OTRS for so long. What are we going to do about all the data that we have collected already?
I mean, the best thing to do is just import that into Zendesk, I think, because then you can search on it in Zendesk. You can use that information and just carry on working as if you were always using Zendesk.
Okay, so
you can import it in. You just have to get it into the right, get the export out of ODRS, get it into the right format, and then you can import it into Zendesk. So yeah, it's and if you already have it in the right format, it's even simpler. Yeah.
So there are customers who had other help desk solutions already, and they kind of took them over by just exporting and importing them into your system, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty common. Question that our support team at Zendesk gets is about how best to migrate the data over, and it obviously it depends on where the data is coming from, but there's usually always a solution, it can be for the users. And in
the very end, I imagine that this is a topic that a partner in Germany or somewhere else can help you with, right?
Sure, I think that's exactly right. It's something that partners, if it's a very large migration job, or even if it's not large, but the customer doesn't want to, would rather just pay a contractor or firm to help them do the migration, then yeah, it's exactly the sort of thing that a partner can help a Zendesk customer with. But a lot of the time, the customer should be able to do it themselves as well, but sometimes it's nice to have a partner.
So I would imagine that Zendesk offers two different ways. Like one is a file import, and another would be an API import. Is that correct?
That's correct. So for certain things, you can just do a simple CSV file upload, and it's very, very fast. You just, for example, if you're just importing from a CRM, or you're importing a user table or a table of companies, you can just upload a CSV of names, email addresses, company names, things like this, and just upload it to Zendesk, and it's instantly available. For content for the knowledge base, you have to, and for the knowledge base, you have to do it via the API. It's pretty simple. You just have to have it in XML format, and we explain all that in our API documentation. And for tickets, there's a number of options. You can actually do things like a bulk email for it, or you can use the API and things like this. Yeah.
How many of your customers do actually import tickets? Is it like 1 point or 0.1%, or is it just, a couple of customers do it and a couple don't?
No, I mean it's something that I think I don't think I would say probably less than 50% of them import their own tickets from their old ticketing system. A lot of people, when they start a new help desk, they just want a fresh start, So
zero unsolved questions.
And also, a lot of customers of Zendesk might just be new to the help desk space as well. So and won't have a set of old tickets. They might just have an email inbox that was getting too full, and then they needed a ticketing system. But I would say of people who are migrating from other solutions, I don't know the percentage, but it's probably more than 10% of new customers migrating would go to would import their old tickets. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's finish the import and conversion part. So obviously, the people that I asked, we're using OTRS, so they had a couple of specific questions about OTRS. So within OTRS, there is a kind of ITIL process about hardware, software licenses, like they call it an ITSM module, IT Service Management module, where you can insert, or our people, they populate data about our software, the hardware that we have, the licenses we deployed on this. Is that something that I can migrate to Zendesk, or is it just like they said, oh, it's something like it was attached to that? We don't know if it's really a help desk thing, but obviously. So
Zendesk is with ITIL. I mean, we are not 100% ITIL in terms of the asset management I think you're talking about, but it's something we are going towards.
Okay.
And ITIL is something we're interested in. I mean, I'm ITIL certified, and a lot of our staff have gone through the certification process for the service desk section of ITIL. And yeah, in terms of asset management, you can, which is the part of ITIL I think you're referring to, you can. I think at the moment you can do it as part of an integration with some third-party software. And I think we watch this space. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, they didn't seem to be using that a lot, but so email integration is obviously something that you do provide, right? So we can kind of just check this. Can we keep our service level agreements with our customers? So we have to react within this time frame, and we have to offer a solution within that time frame. Is that something that Zendesk can offer?
Yes. You would have to configure the SLAs inside of Zendesk separately. You can't import the configuration yourself, but yeah, you can set up SLAs for your clients. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so SLAs work. OTRS offers good filters and overview for agents, they said. Can Zendesk offer filters and overviews for agents? Is that possible?
Yeah, you can create views with a set of... a view is just like a list of tickets. And you can set a bunch of conditions, is what we call them, but you might as well call them filters, is fine as well. Where it says, ticket is... was created by web form and is from this customer, or is not from this customer, or is priority urgent, things like this. You can create a whole set of different views, and you can create personal views, which are just for you personally.
Oh, okay.
Or you can create group views, so you can set your customer, your agents within Zendesk, the users of the back end of Zendesk, their agents, you can put them into groups or departments, and then you can have views or filtered views, that are just for a particular department, or you can also have global views as well. So
cool. Okay, so how does the escalation work in Zendesk? So let's say normally I want to answer within 3 hours, but now for this ticket 4 hours have elapsed already. What does Zendesk do? How do I find out that I'm 1 hour due, and how's the escalation scenario going? Just going from let me lay that out a bit more. They were kind of complaining a lot about OTRS within this preparation for the Zendesk live session, because they said we don't have any possibility to change this escalation scenario in OTRS. It's just like in OTRS it just blocks like everything away. If you log in, you have to go into the block the escalated ticket and solve it, and then you can do the rest. And they say sometimes this is way too awkward because there's something else that is more important, or I'm talking to somebody on the phone and now I have only this one ticket, which is not what I want. And on the other hand, they say in other cases, I want OTRS to be more urgent. I wanted to send me an email, or I wanted to send me an SMS message, or I wanted to pop up on my screen, or to be on my wallboard or something. Is there a configuration possibility on Zendesk for escalation of tickets?
Yes, absolutely. It's a big part of the core of Zendesk ticketing system, and how you have it set up is very configurable. So it depends on what your organization wants. So there is manual escalation, which you can kind of put in place where, if a level 1 support person is unable to answer the ticket, they would then apply a macro that says, I am passing this on to a level technical support person or team, and they would do that semi-manually or completely manually. So there's that level of escalation, and if you can set up things like emails that would automatically go out to that team and say, you have a new assignment, a ticket has been escalated by a level 1 support staff member to your team, please look at this. So that's kind of the very sort of simple manual escalation. And then there's automatic escalation. So what we have for this is something called an automation system, where you set a bunch of conditions which might be time-based. For example, ticket has not been solved for 5 hours, etc. Then you can do certain actions based on that. The action might be to raise the priority of the ticket. It might be to email a manager, or send out an SMS or some kind of alert. So it's basically very flexible. You set whatever conditions you want, and you set whatever actions you want based on the conditions being matched. So it can be time-based, or it can be manual.
Cool.
Manual escalation or automatic escalation. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So let's go to more questions. Does Zendesk offer dashboards for our wallboards in the support department? So on our support team, we have a very big 47-inch screen that shows statistics and these things. Do you have like a Zendesk statistics panel or widget that we could insert, or an HTML embed?
We do. So with Zendesk, our advanced reporting features is provided. We have a deep integration with another company who are nearby called Good Data, who provide our kind of reporting dashboards. And we can have very, very powerful, reports. You can see agent performance or ticket volumes by time of day, what kind of tickets are coming in, how quickly they're being solved, how quickly they're being responded to, and you can create very nice graphs based on that. By default, you'll be automatically given a dashboard that is just for Zendesk reporting. However, if you want to include just 1 or 2 graphs in your existing wallboard, say you have a wallboard that has a bunch of stuff from last year and a bunch of stuff from somewhere else, Salesforce or something like this, and you want to include just a HTML snippet or something on your wallboard, then you can get one of those for any of the graphs and just include that on your big screen on your wall.
Okay. Another question that will be easy is, can Zendesk, is there an inbound email for multiple queues so that I can say, this is an IT question from internal stuff. This is a customer question about our hosting. This is a question about Atlassian software that has to be answered by consultants. Is that possible that I have like different queues that I can move tickets from and say, this is about this type of topic, and those groups of people have to answer that?
Yes, absolutely, and you can automatically do that kind of routing with tickets. So the way that a lot of people do this, the routing is by having different email addresses. So you might have sales at Seibert Media, support at Seibert Media, things like this, and automatically you would assign tickets that come in from a particular email address to a particular department at Seibert Media. So this is usually how people do it with email addresses, but you can do it with lots of different things, and you can manually move tickets between categories and between departments as well.
Okay. Is there a comparison between OTRS and Help Zendesk, where I can see this is the features that OTRS has, this is the features that Zendesk has? Do you know of anything like that?
I don't think so. No, I mean we don't publish anything like this. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. It might be something that a German partner could do and help their customers to compare if they want to move or migrate to Zendesk. There is an LDAP integration, right? Is it? So I have an Active Directory here with my users, with the passwords, and I want them to use the same users and same password with Zendesk. Is that possible?
So, give me 2 seconds. I was.
Okay. So what I can answer because
so yes, we have an integration with SAML version 2, which uses can use LDAP, but you can also integrate with things like Active Directory as well. I think we have a very easy to use Active Directory integration.
Okay, so basically, I might not want to do this at the moment. Let me switch to my screen and go back to Zendesk, and then we'll click on pricing. As we can see, which is also maybe a question that people will have. What does this cost? The Zendesk thing, and then it starts with like $9 a month, and ends with $59 a month, which can be $10 off if I pay yearly, right? So if I have a company with 2,000 employees that are not all supporters, I might not want to just synchronize my LDAP and just go and have them all payable users, right? How do customers react on your pricing scheme? Actually, I have a question, but let's answer this one and then we'll go to the chat question.
So yeah, I mean, Zendesk, it starts at $9 per agent per month, and that an agent is really just someone who is managing and responding to tickets. So tickets come in from the end users, or the customers, or internal staff who are not fielding questions. And with all the 3 different plans, you have an unlimited number of end users. You can have millions and millions of them. There's no problem there. We charge per agent per month. So your starter is from $9, regular $29 or $24 if you pay annually per agent per month, and the Plus plan, which is our kind of premium plan, it's $49 or $59 depending on your period. And these so if you have a support team with 3 staff members, you would pay $49 times 3 times 12 for the year.
So the agents, the active agents, are what is important here, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got a question from a viewer who was asking about more in-depth knowledge about statistics, and you named good data already. So could you just like describe some of the stats that will be able for me to be pulled out of Zendesk, in the standard, and what I can do?
I should mention that the good data, with Zendesk, we do have internal reporting system, which is available on all 3 plans. But for really advanced reporting and advanced metrics on tickets, we use our partnership with Good Data, and this advanced reporting is only available on the Plus plan, so it's one of our premium features. So yeah, you can report on a lot of different things. The standard, I mean, it's all ticket based at the moment, so you just get a huge amount of information about the ticket, and then you can create reports based off of that information. So you might be able to see, for example, a comparison of how fast particular support agents are answering their tickets, are solving tickets, or how many tickets they are solving per day or per month. You might want to see how many a particular customer of yours, how much or which customers of yours are creating the most tickets. So which customers are the ones who are giving you the most work, things like this. So there's lots of different things. I mean, the best thing I would recommend is to create a free trial of Zendesk. There's no credit card required, and then on the trial of Zendesk you can play with the good data reporting metrics and see that. Also, there's a couple of videos. One is at zendesk.com/gooddata, and there is also a follow-up video in our blog somewhere. So.
Good data. I'm just pulling that up, that thing. There's another question. Oh yeah, here we go. So there's a video, and it also already looks quite nicely visually. So
there's this. If you want to see some of the more advanced metrics, we recently in March this year added some more advanced metrics to the Good Data dashboard, and there is a slideshow powered by SlideRocket here. I'm not sure. Are you looking at my screen?
No. I turned it off because somehow this kind of killed the connection one time, and I thought, okay, you have to turn something down, and I turned down the screen sharing because I still wanted to have your face. So
I've shared the link to this with you. So
yeah,
you can share that link as well.
Yeah. Okay. So. There's a follow-up question by the same user who is asking, what about the Betriebsrat, which is a workers' union, in my opinion, in the UK. Like in Germany, we have in bigger companies from 10 employees on, the employees can have a union that will represent them, just like to balance the shareholders within the company. And those Betriebsräte, which is the German term for that, they are often picky about, does this software allow a performance measurement, a performance review about individual people? So can I say you are a bad help desk person and that's why I'm going to fire you? And if that's possible, they're going to fight the software. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the basis of the question that was raised here. And to convert it into a question that you can answer, I would say, Nick, is it possible to turn off agent individual statistics within Zendesk?
No. So I've never come across this question about.
I know it's a German market question, possibly.
But
do you understand the problem?
With Zendesk, it's a big part of the kind of thing at Zendesk is we keep an audit trail of all the updates on tickets and all the updates and who made every single update on every ticket and what was said and things like this. So in order, to completely obfuscate that.
I think this is you think what I meant is what people would fear of is that somebody pulls out a statistic that says, look, we have two agents, Martin and Nick. And Nick's so much better than Martin because Nick has solved his tickets like in 5 minutes and Martin always takes like 3 hours. And Nick's tickets, they keep closed afterwards, and Martin's tickets, they are reopened like in 80% of the cases. They are reopened because his answers are bad. And people would not want this one or Zendesk to be a help to kind of tease agents like this. And I would assume that statistics aren't available for every employee, only for certain agents, right?
I don't know. This is one you'll have to get back to me on. I don't think there's no easy way to just stop the help desk admin from being able to see.
Yeah, okay. Which would be, but not everybody's in help desk admin, right?
Oh yeah, of course not. Yeah.
Okay, so this would already be a possible solution.
In terms of being able to view the information, only the admin can view this reporting information. So, you know, if you only have one admin, then only one person has the ability to see this information.
Yeah. Okay, but now as we are trying to start a new relationship, we as a partner for Germany and you as the manufacturer of the software piece, we have a new topic. Talking about how we can solve German-specific problems about Betriebsräte. Let's not go into this more here because it's. I think that most people who will evaluate Zendesk, they are not interested in that. As soon as they start to roll that out in a bigger company, they'll have to face this question. But let's go on to some more obvious questions here. One question that the sysadmins asked me was, how does automation in Zendesk work? And actually, I think you showed that earlier already. With you have this automate section where you can say, if that and that and that, then do this, right?
Yeah, basically.
We can't see your screen.
Oh, you can't see my screen. No. I'm sorry. Yeah, basically. Well, maybe you want to show in 20 feet.
Yeah, I will.
If you go to, let me know when you're inside.
Yeah, I am manage.
Okay. Manage and then automations. Yeah.
I'm there.
And then just click add automation.
Add automation.
Yeah, and then here you it's similar to the triggers, except the difference between triggers and automation.
Yeah, you showed that earlier. I'm pretty sure that we're going to have a video about that. So those of you who are online right now and haven't seen that, just refer to the video later. So automation is an easy thing.
There's a small point I'd like to make about automation. So there's two types of business rule automations that we have. One is called automations, and the other one is called triggers. And the difference between triggers and automations is that automations, they are time-based. So they don't rely on an event happening. They just rely on after 4 hours or 3 hours, then check to see if these conditions, do this action, for example. Whereas a trigger is event-based. So
somebody does this, and then the system will react back.
Someone updates this ticket, therefore instantly do this. So this is the difference.
And a macro is something that helps me as an agent to automate things that I would otherwise click, do that like this, right?
Yeah, a macro is just like a canned response. You have to select the macro manually when you're asking the ticket. When you're answering the ticket, you select which macro you want to use, click it, and it will automatically insert some text if you wanted to, or it can just select ticket. It can just set the ticket fields to be whatever you want them to be.
Okay, as we play Zendesk Buzzword Bingo, let's see if we find something else that we can ask about. So people are those people who have requests and who are agents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, views are like the filters and the lists and conditions, macros we said about. What's reporting?
So reporting is what we were talking about, showing some statistics about the help desk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you click on reports.
I did.
Or reporting, you'll see a list of, now this is the Zendesk internal reporting.
Ah, okay. I see the backlog evolution. So this is cool. I didn't know that yet.
Yeah. So this is the Zendesk's reporting that is built into Zendesk.
Yeah.
And this is available on all three plans, starter, regular, and plus. For more advanced reporting, you
good data.
require the good data integration.
Yeah, perfect. Tags is easy. Ticket fields, so I have can have individual fields, right?
Yeah, you can add things like say you wanted to have an extra drop-down list or something like that for categorizing your tickets.
What does create sandbox mean?
This is basically just gives you this is a plus feature for plus customers. It just gives you a simple testing area just to test things out with. For example, if you are creating a new widget, or if you are adding some custom CSS or some custom JavaScript to your help desk, you could test it out in your sandbox.
Okay, yeah, like a test area. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just a test area.
Okay, so I know about these settings, but it would be boring for you to go through these. Let's have the other question that we prepared. Can customers be integrated?
Do you mean like?
Can they log into the system and see how many tickets they raise and what the status is? And
absolutely, absolutely. The customer
Okay.
can just log in either via a single sign-on or via directly into Zendesk.
let me share a cool story about that. It's a big feature, in my opinion, to have. If you like Seibert Media, we are a business-to-business company. We only have, let's say, about 10 to 50 projects at the same time, but they are like rather big projects. So let's say we have 100 people that we are talking to at the same time as a company, and they raise a lot of tickets. And they want to know what was the status of this one, and they don't want to go into their email to find that out. And once we started to do that with OTRS, and the customer he said, it's a nice approach. I like the idea, but I don't like the surface. I'm not going to use it. And then I said, oh, yeah, what shall I say? I understand that you don't want to use it because other people don't want to use it either. And then we tried with the second customer, and he started to use it, and we said, oh, okay, cool, let's do that. And then he stopped. And after 3 weeks or something, the people asked him, how did you like the... And he said, yeah, it was a good idea, but I finally stopped because I found out that I simply couldn't work with it because I didn't understand what to do when. And basically, he had the same answer. He said, it was just awkward. I didn't want to work with this. And ever since then, maybe like 2 years ago, we didn't even try to hook on a new customer after that. So let's see. I'm going to report on our Zendesk experiences, but telling from what I saw already, I'm definitely hoping that we'll have different experiences there.
So yeah, I mean, our front end interface, as I was showing you with One Hub and stuff, it's very simple. So I can only really speak from the experience of Zendesk. So at Zendesk, we use Zendesk ourselves, obviously. Our Zendesk is support.zendesk.com, and we support our customers from there using using the ticketing system and the knowledge base and emails. People.
And
email
obviously they use it, right?
Sorry.
Obviously they do use it.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is, I would say, I don't know how many, but I would say half of our customers who email in, they just for support, they just email the people who use our Zendesk support. They just email us, and we email them back, and then we email back. They'd never usually log into Zendesk, but then the other half, they like to log into Zendesk support.zendesk.com, and they like to log in and reply from there. So it's we don't try and we don't try and push anyone to do one or the other, but it seems to be that some people just prefer to log into the web interface to ask tickets and check their requests, and some people prefer just to do everything by email. So it's kind of a mix.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Actually, the other questions that I see here, is there integration with CRM software? I saw this already. Do you support Sugar CRM?
Yes.
Okay, do you support Salesforce? I saw that, you do, right?
We have a huge integration with Salesforce. It's extensive, yeah.
And you also support Highrise, right?
Yeah.
So those are like things that we have here, or customers use it. Is there a live chat integration or even a live chat from Zendesk?
Yeah, we have our own live chat. It's basically the live chat we have. It's kind of integrated into the ticketing system. So basically, there's two ways to access it. One is if you're looking at a ticket that is yours in the web interface. So say you are asking me a question and I'm the agent. If you look at the ticket, your ticket inside the web interface, and also that there are agents online at the time, then you will see a button to say chat with an agent about this, and this is built into Zendesk. It's available on regular and plus, but not starter, the chat features, and it'll bring up a chat window, and you can have a live chat, and at the end of the chat, the conversation is appended to the same ticket that you have been using.
Cool.
And the other way to access chat, our chat system from Zendesk, is via our feedback tab. So we have a feedback tab. You just click on this little tab, and if there are agents online, you will have the option to either have a chat or create a ticket. If there aren't agents online, it will just give you the option just to create a ticket.
That's me.
That was mine. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I just started a chat. Was that no? It was your phone, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay. It was coincidence because I was just starting a chat with your feedback widget while you were talking. I thought, now his phone is ringing. They have an automation, a trigger, and it just went to his phone.
Yes, we do have that.
No problem. Okay, let's talk as we do a lot of Atlassian, and actually
let me just finish with chat. We also have integrations with a lot of the very popular chat applications like live chat and others as well. So we have our own chat offering, but if you want to use one of the big companies who specialize in chat, then we have integrations with those as well.
Cool. Okay, let's talk about the Jira integration as last question, because actually we are already 15 minutes over time. But as I had a break, I am in fear that the first part of the live session might be lost. So let's use the time for the last question. Jira integration. So we have a couple of Jira users. What can they expect from Zendesk, as Atlassian does have a lot of resources on how do I use Jira as a help desk system? And so if Atlassian gives me hints how I can use Jira as a help desk system, why do I need Zendesk on top?
Well, I mean, Zendesk, I've never tried to use Jira as a help desk system, but I mean, with Zendesk, we are extremely focused on just building a help desk customer service platform. So it's completely specialized towards that. We try not to get too much feature creep, do you understand, or too much distraction trying to do anything else. We just say completely focused. We just do help desk really, really well. And, so when you specialize in something and you try to be the best at that, you get a very good experience. So I would say,
okay,
if you are a bug tracking software, then, or, like Track or Bugzilla, then you wouldn't want to use that for customer service.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's not go into that part of the question too deep. Explain what is the integration that you built with Jira? What does it do actually?
So it allows you to bring tickets backwards and forwards between Jira and Zendesk.
Oh, okay.
So for example, say a customer emailed me, emailed a Zendesk support and or emailed Seibert Media, for example, and you guys and it wasn't a question. It was a customer service question that turned into a project or a bug or something like this. And your developers, they were using Jira, so you would send this ticket along to Jira, and you would update a Jira project with this ticket, and then your developers who are using Jira could see all this information, and it still stays linked together. So you kind of link the Zendesk ticket with the Jira project, I think is how it works, and then you can send. You could also send from Jira to Zendesk as well.
Okay. So basically, the coder could just like comment on the ticket, and then one day he'd say, "I solved this bug," and then he could go to the click a button or go to Zendesk on a link or something, and have the Zendesk ticket also updated so that the customer knows this bug is solved right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
But,
let's not go into detail. I'm gonna have another.
You use Jira and I don't, so
yeah.
I mean,
one day I'm gonna have a detailed video about that. Okay, so these were a couple of questions. Thank you very much for giving me and at least like 6 others who are online right now an introduction to Zendesk. I don't have another question right now, so let's just. If you people want to ask a question to Nick for him to answer, be real quick because I'm going to just sum up and end this then. Thank you very much for taking your time. What I understand is that Zendesk is the help desk solution that wants to be have the best usability, be fast, and to have a possibility to get every channel covered. So that I have one universal interface for, let's say, internal and external customer questions and answers.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. If you are a German customer and you are interested in Zendesk, you can obviously ask Nick, who has a Twitter handle, which is?
Nick, N-I-C-K, _ Franklin.
Okay.
_ FRANKLIN.
Which is kind of the personal way of contacting you, but actually Zendesk also has @Zendesk, right, on Twitter. You can call them or send them an ad mention, and they'll kind of create a Zendesk ticket for you and answer that, hopefully, or definitely.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And actually, you can, if you're a German customer, you can ask us and come to us, and we'll help you. We're kind of new in the Zendesk field, but I told Nick already, we are all in. So force us to go deeper, and we'll be happy to answer more questions. Actually, no additional question was raised, so thank you very much, Nick, for your time.
I just mentioned that probably the best way if you want to ask questions of Zendesk is because Twitter is quite a short, you don't get many characters. The best way is probably to get in contact with us is to email support@zendesk.com.
Okay.
And our support team will help you as well.
Okay, cool. Or basically what people can do is they can get a free trial on Zendesk, right? And see for themselves how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Nick, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, nice to talk to you, Martin.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.